Thank you. Speaker Merkley, welcome to the Environment and Natural Resources Committee.
Can I Courtney cooling his heels?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. It's a delight to be here. Jeff Merkley, Speaker of the House, and Representative of District 47. I came over to take the opportunity to express my support for improving, modifying, reforming Oregon's bottle bill. This is certainly an Oregon institution. It is a landmark, and for those of us who lived here in the early 70s, we saw a dramatic change in the state. I had the pleasure of being in Boy Scouts, where we'd go up and clean up litter in various places, and I quickly noticed the dramatic change that took place after this bill came to be. I also had a chance over the weekend. I was reading a book my father had written, and he was commenting on the fact, and he just wrote this for the family, but he was commenting on the fact that when we were sailing, because sailing was we would go out on the Columbia and sail, we would make a practice of going out on the river and then to hone our skills, if you will, head up in the wind, go nose up to a bottle, and then have the other member of the sailing crew pluck the bottle out of the river. And then on one particular occasion, we filled virtually the entire boat with bottles and took them back. And that changed dramatically once the bottle bill was in place, because the river was no longer full of bottles, because people did not go and picnic along the river and just leave all of their bottles in place. Another experience I had was working in the summer of 1974 for a company where during my lunch break I'd always get an Orange Crush out of the vending machine. And at that time, the Orange Crush came in glass bottles, and every time I would get a different version of the glass bottle, I'd line it up on the wall of the lunchroom out at Trail Equipment, and I think by the end of the summer I had about 8 different versions of the bottle. Some of them had been washed and recycled, obviously many times reused. But the world has changed a lot since those early days. The products are different. Certainly the range of juices, the role of bottled water is different. The containers are dramatically different. And the value of a nickel is significantly different. So the time is certainly overdue for us to take a really thorough reexamination of this particular bill and strategy. At the time that we adopted this in the 70s, it was a landmark for Oregon, and it was a landmark for the nation, really a national model. And it was during the summer of 1976 when I was an intern in D.C. with Senator Hatfield. Senator Hatfield was trying to implement a national bottle bill based on Oregon. And that obviously didn't come to pass, but it certainly extended the conversation about the issues of resource use and recycling that were very important to our nation. So I'm here simply to say that many ideas are being put forward, and that those ideas are related to capturing the change in the products, the change in the containers, the change in the value of a nickel, and I commend the work that this committee is going to do to try to wrestle with how to form the best bill from the viewpoint of the citizens, from the viewpoint of the grocery stores, and the viewpoint of the distributors, all of those partners who are involved in this enterprise. To summarize simply, it's time to restore the luster of the Oregon bottle bill as a national model.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.